Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you, delivered at the perfect time, in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe, through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is a rebel with a cause, someone who's really passionate about what he's doing. He has learned to rein in his emotions. The horse represents emotion, and this big red plume on the back of his helmet represents that he can be a little hot-tempered. And so this energy, he's learned to control it to be able to get to where he wants to go and get what he wants done. And this is also talking about, these pyramids in the background are talking about the mysteries of the universe and the mysteries of the world, and him always being interested in looking into new adventures and having fun on planet Earth. This is someone who enjoys taking on projects with passion. And sometimes just because he wants to learn about it, and then when he completes that project, he starts another project, that kind of energy. And we have, for the first card here, we have, this card is the Nine of Cups. So this is really saying you're the most cards, or the most cups that there are in the tarot are 10. So you are one cup away from total fulfillment, whether you know it or not. So this is like a wish come true. This energy is saying, because this could be past, present, future, these cups could be above his head or are they behind him. So he might already be in this position, or you're about to be in this position. And it's talking about, and notice he also has red on his head here. So he's probably passionate, like someone who really is passionate about what he's doing and where he's going as well. Just like my cat, she loves the readings. You were sound asleep and you found out. She realized, she woke up from the bedroom and realized, oh, Colette's doing a reading. I have to get there and do my job. Her job is to sit on my lap and purr. And so the energy is, this is something that you've been wishing for, and to get like this total fulfillment. And so if you're wishing for it, it means you're not quite there yet, but you're highly favored to get there. So what this card is saying is be careful, stay focused, because many races lost in the last lap. So you want to make sure you stay focused on what you need to do here to get that 10th cup and get to where you're wanting to go. And then this is the energy of his body language is, it's a little bit incongruent here, because his bottom half of his body, he's got his feet turned out and he's leaking energy. So this can talk about like he's losing focus a little bit about the direction he wants to go in. And then the upper body is showing like it's more closed. Now if his arms were up above his heart here, then I would say he's not going with his heart's desires, but it's more lower. And when you look, they almost form the sign of an infinity symbol. So I feel like he's just kind of maybe waiting for the right time for something to happen, or that kind of energy. We'll see here. And it's talking about if you're in this position, keep your focus. Don't get distracted at this time. The Page of Swords is coming in. So the pages represent some sort of form of communication coming in. So sometimes this could just be a breath of fresh air and a brilliant idea. So this might be why he's sitting here like this. He's kind of looking, he's looking kind of smug, like I've got this. He almost looks like a genie, doesn't he? And it's kind of like this energy can be saying there's a fresh idea that you have in your mind about maybe how that you want to, like that's that energy I was talking about, where, okay, I finished that project and I did really well. If I finish this next one, I'll have the 10 of Cups. I'll have total fulfillment. And so this energy, the pages, they would work for the kings and queens, and they would start working usually around the age of 7 to 14, and they would come from the families in the area that were higher class families. And this always reminds me of golf. So the swords are about your mental intelligence and your ability to discipline your mind. And of course, golf is a game of discipline of the mind. And this is the energy that this page is in. He's not even looking at the sword. This is the only page that is not totally focused on his element. So he already has the thought, and now he's already looking forward to, okay, how am I going to implement it? So he's not searching for something to do. He has an idea. And the other, this could also be communication from outside about an idea that he's pondering on whether or not he's going to take action on, or you're going to take action on, that kind of energy. So you might be waiting for some sort of communication regarding an idea you have to see if maybe you're trying to collaborate with someone, you know, that kind of energy, or you did some research and you're waiting to hear back, that kind of energy. So this could be, in the old days, I mean, it would, the pages would work within the palace walls and they would deliver messages and do small tasks. But these days, this energy would be kind of like an apprentice or someone, a secretary, someone like that, and you're waiting to hear from them to let you know the information that you're waiting for is coming in, that kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up. So this is talking about also that, you know, these days, it could be a phone call, it could be that you're waiting for, or it could be an email or a text message. It could be a social media post that you're looking for to look up a country, or I said a country, maybe it's a country, but a company is what I was going to say. And also, you know, so it's that kind of energy, doing some research. That's the energy that I'm getting here. And okay, so there's a shift disturber here. So this energy is talking about someone who is either he's a thief, but not a thief in the night. He's working in broad daylight right here. So this could represent a white collar crime kind of energy. And it's kind of like he has two swords planted here, but he's sneaking away from this village. So he's a walking contradiction. He has these 5 swords in his arms here that he's carrying away, and he's not even looking where he's going. He's looking back at the 2 he left. And he's on his tiptoes like he's sneaking away. He also has a little red hat on him. So, but what's weird is look how he's holding these swords. Like, who holds swords like that? I mean, that's, you know, like that's a good way to cut yourself, right? So it's kind of like he's just a walking contradiction. And so this sometimes can represent someone who's really thinking outside the box, and they're thinking of an innovative way. Like, it looks like he has stolen these swords, maybe from the village behind him, so that he doesn't. Stella, don't do that. Stella's banging on my mic. She thinks we should play now. So that, yeah. So he's taking this. You know, the way he's holding these swords is actually very dangerous, and it's kind of like, can you imagine if he trips? You know, but in any case, this is what he's doing. So sometimes this represents someone who has like an idea that's way out there, and maybe it's like, okay, if I take these swords and then they go to fight, they won't have the swords to be able to do it, that kind of energy. But why is he leaving 2 behind then? I don't know. And why is he holding them like this? It doesn't make sense. A walking contradiction, a shift disturber, someone who's stirring the pot, I feel like. And then this is the Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knights, you know, if the pages were doing really well in the court when they were working and they grew up, they would then become a knight, or have the possibility of that. At the age of 21, if they had the pentacle and they could afford the horse, then they might be put up for knighthood by the king and the queen. And then they would be delivering messages far and wide, like outside the palace walls, and they would be, you know, protecting the kingdom. And, you know, when you think in the old days then, if they had a message that they had to take to another kingdom, they would have to travel maybe for days, right, to deliver that message. And then they would have to wait for the answer and then deliver it all the way back. Of course, these days, again, the energy could be that we are, you know, we have such instant communication these days that it could be any form of communication coming in. The other energy that I want to talk about is this is the slowest moving knight of all of the knights. His horse is at an actual standstill. So this can represent someone who is really not exactly sure of where he wants to go. And so he's sitting on his horse and he's surveying the land and deciding, okay, which way should I go in? Now, the thing about that is that when he comes in, the pentacles in the tarot represent your health, wealth, happiness, abundance in the 3D world. So that is including the coin, of course, because money is a big part. Having said that, it's also about your lifestyle. And you could have a lot of money but not have the lifestyle you want. So he is, when he brings the message in, or whatever he's bringing in, it's usually a legit offer. Like, it's something that has been looked in, he's looked into it, he's sure of that it's a real deal kind of energy. And quite often it can be like a legacy of wealth. So it could be something that's really big, and that's why it's taken so much time for him to be able to bring this information in and research it properly. The only problem with when this king or when this knight gets to a standstill like this, sometimes like it can be like to the point where he is, it's almost like procrastination then. And then that can end up being like, by the time the information gets back, it's too late. It's like, you needed to make the decision sooner. So that's the caution with that. But here we have someone who has been sabotaged up to 10 times, backstabbed. Oh, there, that was just my dishwasher going off. Dun, 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 dun. So I didn't know if you could hear that or not. My mic is pretty good, but I couldn't figure out how to put it on noise cancel today. I just wouldn't cooperate. The energy here is like there's 10 swords and he's been stabbed in the back. Now this could represent he's been stabbed 10 times by the same person. This could be 10 different people. This could be the energy of 10 groups of people. There's been a lot of energy put in to take this person down. This is not like, oh, we kind of don't like this person. This is like, really wanting to take this person down. And then the energy is his right hand is in the form of a blessing, which is the same hand signal that the Hierophant has. So the Hierophant represents traditional structure that comes down from the spiritual realm and then is brought down to the 3D. So this energy is talking about, ever since this card showed up, my dishwasher all of a sudden got very loud. I apologize for the noise in the background, but it should slow down here. There we go. Okay, I don't know what that was all about. Weird. So sometimes this card can talk about, like, this is talking about there definitely is an end of a cycle here. And he's looking off into the distant shore here. And you notice like it's very dark here and then light. So it's saying that there is light at the end of the tunnel, like hang in there. This could be a blessing in disguise. It's sitting on this shifty energy here. This thievery, and like this energy, and this could be about money for sure, or something to do with abundance, because it's and about the sabotage. So let's see what's going on here some more. Okay, so like that energy. Now we have this is saying again, this is an end of a cycle. So this is saying, this energy that came in from the Page of Swords is ending this thievery, because the world is, when the Fool begins his journey in the major arcana, he's at the 0 point, and then he goes through 21 cards and he gets to the 21st card, which is the World, and then that represents the cycle is now over and something has been achieved. So I feel like this information coming in is regarding these swords, something to do with this thievery. And this energy coming in could be talking about justice for this action. Someone was sabotaged here. But this card is now saying, this is saying this cycle is over. It's a 10 card. And this is an end of the whole cycle that this Fool has been on. And that depends on however long that cycle lasted. And here we have the energy Okay, there's some sort of energy here sitting on this wish fulfillment, and also about this energy coming in. It's interesting because this Six of Cups energy is speaking about reconciliation, and a lot of people feel like this means that there's like a lover or someone, because the cups are about love, and quite often romantic love. That this could be the energy of someone from your past, a romantic person from your past coming back into your life, and that there's some sort of reconciliation. But the thing is about this card is the first step of reconciliation is forgiveness. Like, you have to be able to forgive someone first. And just because you forgive someone does not mean that you want to reconcile with them. It just means, and it doesn't mean you've condoned their actions or whatever. Basically what it means is you don't want to have to carry the burden of it anymore, and you want to get on with your life and have, you know, like, move forward as fast as you can. And so sometimes this card is talking about reconciliation of matters that have happened, right? Like, so the end of this cycle, the end of this world, whatever happened here to you, there's going to be reconciliation about it now. And it's like a wish come true, that kind of energy. This card can represent also like early childhood. So this could be talking about someone coming in from your past, like that you knew since you were a child. So this can be reconciliation with family members, or maybe you know, over you know, if you've had a family reunion, or there's been a holiday of some kind, that this energy is talking about. Maybe you've seen people that you haven't seen since you were a child. But what's funny about this card is it's totally full of illusions, because this card is talking, like, there's 6 cups here, and it looks like these are 2 children playing, and there's this person, you know, watching over them. But when you look closer, you realize, no, that's a gnome, and that's a little woman. And if you look at her, like, from one direction, she looks like she's a young woman, and if you look at her from another, she looks like an old hag. And so she's also wearing a white mitt, which says, I don't want to get my hands dirty. So this quite often, you know, when people show you who they are the first time, you know, believe them, because especially if this energy has to do with this someone from your past that you've known since you were a child, kind of energy, which could be family, or it could have been someone you went to elementary school with that you haven't seen in years, or high school, or something like that. Some friends, or some friends being involved in this energy. This is, you know, it's talking about there's some sort of illusion around the forgiveness and about the reconciliation. Sometimes this can represent reconciliation within yourself. White flowers represent the innocence, like wanting to have innocence back. And when you look in the back, this watchman that's looking over the children is actually someone walking away. So there's a lot of illusions in this card. And so that's the energy of that, you know, what's going on there. So now we have, okay, confirmation here. So we have the Page of Wands, who is a younger version of the Knight of Wands. And so this is talking about, so this might be talking about a Page of Wands that grew up now and is a Knight of Wands kind of energy. And you know, here you can see he's very enthusiastically staring at, focused on his wand. That's what I was talking about in the difference of these two energies. The pyramids are in the background, whereas here now they're close to him, I mean, and here they're in the background. So he's already discovered everything he wants to know about these, and now he's looking for a new adventure kind of energy. So this does confirm that this energy here is something that happened when this energy was younger. So if this is you, it's talking about the communication coming in from someone that you knew when you were younger. Like, and this is adolescent age, between 7 to 14 when they begin, and under 21, and the Knight could be at 21 to whatever age, basically. And then we have the Six of Pentacles coming in. So the Six of Pentacles is talking about planting seeds that will grow, and then you'll be able to reap the harvest. And so this is like saying that you planted 6 pentacles, and it was successful. You reaped a crop or whatever off of them. That's kind of the energy. And now it's like you have enough to give to other people. But this is talking about the give and take of life. So the energy is this person is receiving from him, but this person is not. This person has something already in his pocket. So he is like, he doesn't need help from this person like this person does. So this card is basically talking about planting seeds, and this would be early, kind of like when you were younger, planting the seeds like for your business, and then it grows, and then you expand and you expand, that kind of energy. And this is the scales of justice are above this person, showing that, hey, this person does not deserve my money. He needs to get his butt out there and go work for it himself, kind of energy. And then we have this energy is talking about sailing off to calmer waters with God. Like this is talking about going on your divine path and staying focused on your path. Really interesting energy here, because this is talking like these are rough waters. This represents emotions that are tumultuous, and this pole represents like that he's focused on. It represents deciding, I'm going to move off to distant shores and leave this energy. And look at, there's those 2 swords here, and there's the 5 here, and now there's 7 here, or sorry, 6 here, and there's 7 here. So it could mean that he's left 1 sword behind, because there's only it looks like a woman and a child here. So this could be talking about leaving a marriage or a partnership or something, coming to that decision. Or it could be about leaving a business or whatever. But this represents sometimes this energy here of needing to reconcile your childhood. And it's talking about, putting those, like really digging deep and that's what this pole represents. Because to get this boat moving, you're going to have to dig deep. And it's talking about wanting peace in your life. That I feel like this energy is saying that that you might be in a position where you feel like it's time to move. It's time to move on to distant shores. And we'll just go through this here. So you have a wish, and you almost have everything you want. And I feel like you might be still in the place where the city or the town or the area that you were born and raised in, and you went to school in, elementary school, high school, kind of that energy. And now you're thinking, no, I would like to go and explore distant places, and I'm going to, I want peace of mind, and I don't feel like I can have peace of mind where I'm living here. I'm going to plant new seeds so that I have everything that I need to move forward in a different way. This is about the give and take and the investment, because I feel like anytime I try to do something in where I'm at, I end up being sabotaged. And this is almost like an energy of like trying to make that decision. And look at this energy here, like this, you want to go to a new world and end this cycle. And you want to not have to deal with this energy anymore. So there could be, sometimes when, especially like if you're in smaller centers or whatever, and it doesn't even have to be that. This could be communities within cities of people who are just on a regular basis are doing this kind of energy to other people to take from others what they aren't willing to work for. And it's kind of saying like, this could be an energy where you just wish that you could have a good life, like that's what you want. And perhaps now you have enough money that instead of having, this is almost like having to pay, graff is the word that's coming up now. I don't know what's graff, Graff. I think that's like when you're being like bullied into having to pay some stipend just to be able to do what you're doing, when it's like, and it's this kind of energy. Let's look into this some more. I've never, and stipend, I don't know where that, I'll look this up and I will. So let's first see if we can clarify it with my oracle cards. Something to do with that. Graph, a grifter, and this is a grifter. So this is someone that pretends that they're in this position, but they're really not, kind of energy. So they're not really who they say that they are. That's the kind of energy. And like this energy is like saying this person doesn't want to get their hands dirty. So it's interesting. If you are enjoying this, please give it a like and comment. The thing about these readings is they're random shift. So I just kind of go with the flow with them because I don't really know what they're about. But you will know if you resonate with this. You'll know. You'll be able to get some information out of it. I don't really need to know, to be honest with you, the details of it, because it's random. But it could be a very, I'm really enjoying doing these readings because it's interesting, the comments I get. Thank you so much. Like I got so much clarity. I'm like, I'm glad because, with this many cards, sometimes it's hard to get clarity. We're going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS, from thevector.com is my website. So I started this back in 2007, and I'm an artist. I did 64 paintings, and a lot of them were very large 3x4 paintings with crystals and all sorts of energies on them. And so it took me a while to complete it, but now I have it done. I've had it out and about at psychic fairs, but it wasn't complete at the time. And so now I'm working on bringing it out into physical form, and I'm working on the book that goes with it. So I'm playing with the cards online with all of you to get a better idea of how to write it up. I have, if you go to my, in the description box below, I will have the numbers that are on these cards that I'm using, and they represent the numbers of the paintings in the gallery on my website, which is talesfromthevector.com. The information is in the description box below. I've just been tuning into this energy as we talk, so I'm just going to see. Generally these cards, someone pops out and then it's time to, okay, we're good. Okay, here we go. So the energy, disruption. What's fun for some is not fun for everyone. Yeah. So I feel like this energy is saying that you might have some shifty people in your neighborhood, like, or, that kind of energy that you grew up with or whatever. You know how it can be the energy of, even in families and that, there's private jokes that only certain people in the family know, or only certain people in the community know, and like they'll go out and whatever, and they won't invite certain people, and they do that on purpose. It's just kind of real so disruption in your life can mean like even having gone back to maybe some sort of reunion, and realizing, hey, I have nothing in common with these people. Yeah, maybe you hadn't seen them for a while and they came back from somewhere and you're like, you know what? I'm ready to move on. That kind of energy is what I'm picking up. And we have pride. So I feel like on some level, maybe you were trying to prove something to yourself. Maybe I'm going to stick with this and I'm not going to let anyone push me around, which is fine. You shouldn't let people push you around. But it comes to the point sometimes where your pride can become a karmic space. And what I mean by that is it's like you're trying to convince yourself that that's what you want, but really you would be happier if you moved on. It's just that you don't want. It's kind of like when push comes to shove, that kind of energy. I like a lot. And so if you stay in this place where like you don't want to feel like you're slinking away from your hometown, having said that, it would be very rare for you to be a hero in your hometown. So it's okay for you to leave and do it with your head held high, kind of energy. We have the world here on top of the world, right? And I feel like that's part of it. Like in my oracle, the world card is about being neutral. Like, so you get neutral to the situation, and then you start making choices for yourself that are really strong, and they don't have like, and it's got nothing to do with anyone else. It has to do with what you feel is the most strong energy for you. And the painting for the pride is actually of a lion, and the lion, like lions have prides, and it's the painting representing this pride is of that lion that was killed. There was a dentist that had shot this lion out in Africa, and it was in a park, and they used a truck and they dragged meat behind the truck to get the lion. It had a GPS collar on, so it was not like, it was somewhat domesticated, this lion. And you know, just to do that to it, and then, you know, take its head off for a trophy, basically. This is and to do it in that way it was all over the news. This was a while back. And so the energy is kind of like, the part that was interesting to me is that when a male lion has it, like when there's a family of lions, they call it a pride, and it's ruled by the male lion. And the lionesses are all his, like in his pride. And so when a lion dies or is run off by a stronger lion, sometimes what will happen, or most of the time what happens, is the new lion that is in charge now will kill off all the young, because he doesn't want the bloodline to be, he wants the bloodline to be his. But in that case, when that lion was killed, the male lion that replaced him didn't do that, and it was unusual for a lion. He let all of the offspring from that lion live. So it's kind of a weird kind of like story, kind of like, you know, the Lion King, you know, having the pride and having the honor and all of that. And so then we have the shooting star energy. And so this is talking about your attitude. So yeah, I feel like this is just talking like the shooting star, you make a wish, right? And then you wish upon a star, and then you wait. And that's you could wait a long time, so you have to put some energy into it. That's what it's saying, and have a good attitude. And I feel like you're so successful if you already have 9 cups here, and you deserve to have a good life. So if you're wanting, and you have some money coming in maybe, and it's allowing you to go to somewhere else that you feel like you would enjoy more, then do it. Don't let your pride hold you back, like, oh, I'm not being run out of town time energy. Yeah, there's some sort of abuse of power here. So of course, when this is happening, like this isn't like these people kind of sort of didn't like you. This is like they wanted to take you down, and they wanted to take what you have. That's the energy coming in. And then we have Leo. So that's representing all this lion energy, this pride energy. And it's talking about being a leader and being your own leader, I feel like. And again, this is on this teenage boy energy. And I really feel like these are people that you've grown up with, and you're just ready to move on. And that's okay. So do it. You'll have way more fun than being like this. And I'm just getting that the universe is supporting it. And if, you know, you would have a much calmer life if you did so. And then we have the mother's worry card coming in. So that could actually be, your mother might actually be worried about you and saying, yeah, let's have you move. But I feel like this card is more about Mother Earth, and that it's a big world. Because look at, you have had the world card come in twice saying, hey, you have the whole world at your disposal, you know? And you have, you could go anywhere and have a wonderful life. And so it's talking about, instead of being worried about where in the world will I go, adopt this attitude. And I feel like you might really, really enjoy that, you know, energy of, okay, maybe I'll move to, and if I don't like that place, well, then I'll move to another place. And I feel like you with this energy here, you may find that you just love that lifestyle, especially if you're, you know, like really not tied down by too much. So this was kind of an interesting reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will, please do like and comment if you have. And I will have another random shift reading for you soon. Bye for now. Oh, did you get woken up?